Welcome to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, the long-awaited sequel to the first game, Kingdom Come Deliverance. In this medieval RPG set in 15th century Bohemia, we're going to follow a little goofball around by the name of Henry. Now, we're going to do our best, like in the last game, to negotiate our way out of every problem that we come across, but if we can't talk our way out of it, well, we're not going to hesitate to get our sword out and stab people in the face, because that's what we do. Now we're going to be loading up a new game here. I know it says load game on my menu, but that's just because I had to open up the game originally to make sure everything worked and we didn't get any crappy FPS drops. You know, that kind of stuff happens with a new release, but everything is working, everything is beautiful, and this is my first time playing. It's hopefully going to be your first time viewing, and we get to explore it together. So let's click on this new game button and get going. Here we go. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, the stabby sword simulator. Here we go. Ooh, at the beginning of the 15th century, the kingdom of Bohemia is ravaged by war. King Wenceslas IV is taken captive by rebellious nobles, and his brother, King Sigismund of Hungary, lacking a ruler, the land descends into chaos. Oh no! Only a handful of loyalists stand by the rightful king. I don't remember if I was a loyalist last time, but I'm going to assume I was. 1403. Ooh, we have hand cannons. Well, that escalated quickly. Well, that guy definitely lost heart. I should probably point out that if you are offended by adult language, this game might not be for you.
Go and take cover in the keep.
I can't hold out against this onslaught much longer. Go and take cover with the others. Look out!
Uh-oh. Arrows coming in. We have boots, we have armor, we have a sword. The music is getting ominous. I bet this guy's important. You know, I'm probably supposed to remember who this was from the first game, but I don't.
To the battlements, move! Father.
Oh man, the manly mustache did not save him.
Before we die?
It's Hans, I remember Hans.
Anointed after the battle, Sir Hans. With booze.
Trebuchet. I'm ready. Now wait a second. Could trebuchets actually shoot this far? I don't know. That seems awfully far. Maybe I'm mistaken, but...
Take cover!
Oh. Wait, why did he die? It hit the wooden thing and just knocked him over. Alright, well, whatever. Good looking armor. Brigandines, chain, plate, good old helmets. I like it.
A rude awakening, eh? Make it count.
All right, we're gonna make it count. At least I'm wearing full plate, so I'll be safe from a lot of things. That's nice. We have a loading screen. All right, I have a crossbow. Go up the stairs to the front ramparts. I'm assuming moving my mouse around looks. WASD, yeah, this is normal. Alright, I've got 60 bolts it looks like. So right mouse button to aim and to reload. Alright, this is all straightforward stuff. You, sir, need to die. Okay, there we go. Now, Did I really just kill somebody with one single little bolt from this crossbow that I was able to load by hand? I didn't even need like a, what do they call it, a claw's foot or whatever? Seems a little OP. Yeah, look at that. Come on. Alright, well, you know, maybe I'm unfamiliar with medieval weapons, but that seems a bit strong to me. Alright, there's this guy here. Okay, I can't... Okay, come on. I want to aim down, and you die. Alright, they're forming up. This is probably going to end poorly. I can't seem to aim all of a sudden. There we go. Oh, I got one of them. Oh. Oh, Godwin, that's me. Downstairs. Let's go, Godwin.
Get over here with that crossbow.
Right, we get the crossbow across the line. Alright, can I shoot through the holes? I hit... Alright. What are they just standing around for? Seems like that's a bad strategy to just stand in there and beat on a metal grate that you can't break with your swords. And, oh, yeah! That ended poorly for them, didn't it? I think they should probably choose a different strategy next time. Oh, look, left alt. Yes? Alright, draw my sword and follow you. I can do that. We're going up on the walls. Up, 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 up. I'm pushing you up. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. We want to do this. Let's get some fighting in. What is... Okay, press... Alright, left button to attack, right button to defend yourself. Okay. Knock down the ladder. Okay, here's a ladder. Hey, you! Off my ladder. Push E to do ladder. There we go. E, push, ladder down. Look at me, I'm awesome. The siege does not seem to be going well for us. But fear not, for I am a great ladder pusher, and I shall push ladders. I guess that went through the chain, but still, come on, I guess. The Gambison, chain, plate. Fortune favors the bold, he says. But apparently he doesn't believe it.
You're only supposed to deliver a message to Trotsky. And the most adventure I was expecting was a fuck or two.
No, don't worry. I've played this game before. We're gonna get those in. Apparently they got inside the castle. To the tower. And behold, we have a title screen. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Not a bad opening sequence. A little foretelling going on in the story here so far. I guess things are not going to go well for us, but guess we'll find out. We still haven't got to control our guy yet. Let's see. It's a very pretty game, I'll give it that. Doggy? Horsies! Ooh, I recognize that bunting on the horse.
that you keep yelling, Sir Hans?
Good gracious, Henry, you don't mean to tell me you don't know Latin?
My apologies, Your Grace. Unfortunately, I was too busy shoveling shit and picking turnips to find time for studying Latin.
We shall have to rectify that. I can't have an ignoramus for a personal bodyguard.
Anyway, this Auden, whatever. What does it actually mean?
Audentes fortuna juvat. Fortune favors the brave.
Ah, brave,
I don't
not
doubt
bold.
it.
I mistranslated.
All we have to do is deliver a letter to Lord Otto von Bergov and ride back again.
Same difference, I guess.
Doesn't take much bravery.
Christ, Henry, don't be such a stick in the mud. Aren't you glad to be finally out of that hellhole where we can finally enjoy some adventure? See a bit of the world, meet new women, and simply have some fun.
Sure, but you promised Johannes that you'd be as good as gold, and I'm personally responsible for your safety. Besides, Trotsky's in the middle of nowhere, so I wouldn't expect much excitement there.
God help me, my bodyguard's a monk who can't speak Latin.
Sir! Trotsky!
I have to say that the voice acting so far is keeping up to the standards of the last game.
My word. That is fucking impressive. It makes Perkstein look like an outhouse. Bergov must be made of money.
Is that the same castle that we just saw in the cutscene? I don't think so. It's a lot smaller, right? Let's go to the castle, boys.
Well, Henry, looking forward to new adventures?
Hey, I'm
Adventures
Henry
that will become the
again.
Stuff of legends?
Sure, why
Of
not?
course I am. We'll show them what fine fellas have turned up on their doorstep.
You bet we will. We'll hand over our important message and then hop, skip to the nearest tavern. We'll drink to our success and chase some local wenches, eh? But why didn't Uncle Hanush take care of it himself? Unless, maybe he's just testing me.
It's possible.
It does look like that. He'll hand over all the Ratai estates to you one day. So I expect he wants to be sure you won't botch it.
Of course. How could I possibly botch it up? There are foreign armies rampaging through Bohemia. The king is in captivity, God knows where. And here we are in the middle of it all, carrying an important document. No, I intend to make the most of this trip, one way or another.
Yeah, we're gonna have some
So do
fun.
I. How is that? Fortuna...
Audentes fortuna juvat. See now, there's the Henry I know and love. Well, enough of the chat. Trotsky's almost within reach.
Sir Hans! How's it looking down?
It is a pretty game.
Just keep your
That was
eyes
one of
on
the things
road.
about the last game that I really liked was how much detail they put into all the natural scenery and everything, and it seems like they're keeping up this time. When you look at this road,
Old oak's got eyes like a hawk.
very accurate.
It's nothing.
You notice how the whole road is actually worn out instead of there being like two tracks like you see in most other games? And that is because when you ride horses, you wear out the whole thing instead of just driving cars around and carriages that would just make two ruts. It's these little details they pay attention to. I love it.
Should we get ready for a fight?
That's not the sword I had in the last game. I'm disappointed.
Wearing von Bergov's colours, they're from Trotsky.
Surround them! Don't let them get away!
Besides, you won't stand a chance against them. Don't do anything foolish, fellas. Just follow my orders.
Usually following Hans's orders is kind of foolish, but we'll see how he handles things. They are very well equipped. I don't think we want to mess with them.
Halt! What are you after here?
Is this usually how you greet visitors, my good man?
This is how we greet armed strangers when bandits are pillaging everywhere.
Can you not distinguish between a noble and a bandit, sir.
It's not always that straightforward these days. Who are you people?
Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein. I bear a letter for Sir Otto von Berghoff from my master, Sir Hanush of Leipa.
Not looking good for us right now. Hopefully this guy's got a good head on him.
This is indeed the seal of the Lords of Leipa. And unless I am mistaken, Lord Hanush of Leipa is on the side of King Wenceslas. While my master is a member of the League of Lords, who side with King Sigismund.
Well,
So it would appear we are enemies.
He is caught, speechless. I shall have to help.
We're not enemies. We're carrying a message with the aim of putting a stop to the hostilities.
And who are you?
Henry, from Skalitz.
Ooh. All right, we get our first decision that we have to make in this game. So I'm a soldier and Lord Capon's bodyguard. I'm an advisor to a nobleman and an envoy. I am a scout of our company. So apparently these are how we're going to pick our base stats for the RPG side of this. What does it say? Soldier likes nothing more than to have a weapon in his hand. Okay, yeah, it's going to be like strength and stuff. Advisor prefers to solve things using his knowledge, so speech and making good impression on people. And the scout's hiding in the shadows, so yeah, thieving, stealthy. Now, in the last game, I played as kind of an advisor. I tried to work on my speechcraft the most because I felt like that actually was the most useful, because the combat, once you figured it out and once you kind of got into the swing of things, wasn't that difficult. But having the speech stats to be able to pass certain checks and be able to get through things without having to be reduced to fighting was really useful, because, you know, you can always stab somebody in the back, but you can't always talk your way out of everything. So I think I'm going to go with the advisor role this time, and we'll see how that plays out.
I'm Lord Capon's advisor and scribe, and now an envoy as well.
From Skalitz, you say? The one that King Sigismund's Cuman forces plundered?
And slaughtered everyone.
Oh yeah,
Even so,
my mom died.
I'm not going to Trotsky as an enemy, but as a peace envoy.
Even so, you're still strangers here, and armed strangers to boot. And as it happens, we're on the trail of just such a band. So why should I trust you?
All right, as envoys, we're offering an alliance. We really like bandits to you. As soldiers, we can help you with the bandits. I don't care about the bandits, not my problem. We are dressed up pretty finely, so we don't really look like bandits. And as envoys, we're offering an alliance. Is that actually true? I don't think that's true, and this guy probably doesn't care about that because that's for his boss to decide. So we're going to go with this one. Do we really look like bandits to you?
Take a good look at us. Do we really look like bandits to you?
I'm still not sure whether I should trust you.
You don't have to trust us. As long as Lord von Berghoff does when we see him. An entire company in rat-eye livery, a sealed message. I think he'll understand at first sight who's standing before him. The way I see it, ensuring safe passage to the castle for Sir Hans Capon of Leipa and his entourage should be in your interest. So?
You can be assured that I respect your position, gentlemen.
Reputation gained. I guess that was the right answer. Nice. Yay, I successfully diffused the situation.
Cold reception. You must be cautious. These bandits create mayhem then vanish like ghosts. We'll be on our way.
Oh, so you won't accompany us to the castle to see your lord?
Sorry, sir, we can't. Listen, you won't make it to the castle before nightfall, and Sir Otto's orders are to not admit anyone after dark, especially while we're away. You'd best camp until daybreak.
I'll take your point. I mean, back home, the last time someone let a nobleman in trouble into their castle, we had to bombard it to get him out. Is there an inn in these parts, at least?
There is one, but it's a bit of a way out, and I'm not sure your lordship would like it very much.
God, what kind of a backwater have they sent us to? I just suppose we'll just have to manage somehow.
Sir
Good luck
Hans,
in
quite the diplomat.
hunting down those bandits.
Thomas, Captain at Trotsky, thank you. And sorry again. Farewell.
Farewell.
Well, this is a bit of a hold-up. What now?
Since there's no tavern within reach, we'll just bed down here for the night. The pond looks inviting, and we've got wine enough.
And what about those bandits?
Well, they're probably keeping their heads down, what with that big patrol combing the woods for them.
Why do I feel like we're foreshadowing a bandit attack?
Come on, fellas. We'll camp here on the bank. At least we can bathe. I stink almost as bad as the rest of you, and you lot are rank.
Clever. Alright, I get control of the game. Find out from Sir Hans. Wait, what? Alright, looking around. The game is just as beautiful as it was the last time, if not better. Wow, look at the detail, look at the scenery. I really like this. This is one of the things I really enjoyed about the first game, was how much detail they put into all of the natural sceneries. Take a look at these roads. You can see that there's actually wheel tracks here. Like, there are carts that come through here occasionally, but unlike other games like The Witcher and things that were supposed to be set in this time period, this trail is actually correct because you don't see wheel ruts with grass in between. You see the whole thing bare, and that's because when they were developing the first game, people pointed out that in medieval times, people used more horses and more foot traffic than they had carts. And there definitely weren't any vehicles like cars or self-propelled anything. And so the horses pulling the carts would have worn the entire pathway down. These are the kind of details that they really pay attention to, and I really like. But as the game is nagging me to do, we should go talk to Mr. Hans.
Henry, oh, that was a tight thing with the captain, eh?
I got the feeling you'd lost your tongue.
Just for a moment. But true enough. That bastard surprised me a bit.
Well, that's what I'm here for. To deal with that kind of stuff.
And I must say, that was pretty good for your first action as leader of my bodyguard. Let's see if you keep it up. But we managed the situation all right in the end. He even apologized to us. If Hanush had seen it, maybe he'd finally stop treating me like a child, eh?
Well, I don't know. When I look at you, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Kiss my arse. And by the way, since you're here, how about stretching our limbs a bit after that long journey? With a bit of swordplay.
You're in the mood for that after riding so long?
Certainly. So then, eh? Eh?
All right then. Just a bit of swordplay for the hell of it? Or should we have a wager?
Let's save the wagers for later.
Oh, you afraid?
Keep the biting remarks to yourself. You've got armor on, so just grab your helmet. Here's a practice sword for you. Have that ready too.
So, should we start?
Ready? Let's start. Draw your sword.
Hang on. This time, I'll take the lead.
I just can't wait.
Let's get warmed up. I'll attack you a few times. You defend.
Go ahead. Impress me.
So if you played Kingdom Come Deliverance, the first one, you're going to notice that the combat is very similar to the original game. Here in the sequel, they have streamlined it a little bit and tried to make it simpler. I'm not sure that it's made it any better, and this is kind of a controversial opinion, especially if you go to the internet where everybody has very strong opinions about the combat. I didn't actually enjoy the combat very much in Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, and so far, just in this tutorial, I don't really enjoy the combat system in this one either. Now I know that all of you young pups out there are just going to say, hey Grandpa, why don't you just get good, huh? You're just not good enough. I don't find the combat difficult. To be honest, I find the combat a little bit boring. Make fun of me if you want, but hey, everybody's allowed to have their own opinion, and that's mine. If you like the combat, I'm happy for you, and you're really going to enjoy this game because I think that they took the combat and they did eliminate a few of the issues from the last game and have produced a little bit more workable system. So one of the things that's a problem for this, in my opinion, is that the combat is not really designed very well for mouse and keyboard. I think it was designed with a controller in mind, which is fine. There's a lot of people who play this game on consoles with gaming controllers, but I play with a keyboard and mouse. That's just how I've always played games. I'm old, I've never really owned consoles. This is just what I do. And when you're trying to use the mouse to play this, getting the strikes to line up where you want them is really finicky, because I found that if I moved my mouse too aggressively one direction or the other, I would end up breaking the combat lock with the enemy that I was facing. Now in the past game, that was actually a problem because you would get locked on to an enemy and you wouldn't be able to easily unlock from that enemy while you were getting attacked from the sides by other enemies that were flanking you, and it was a problem that I actually had to get a mod for to make it a little bit more manageable. You know, maybe it's me, maybe I just need to get good, but that's just how it worked out for me. They did improve it a little bit where the lock-on system isn't quite as sticky as it was, but that does introduce a whole nother problem where I kept losing lock on Sir Hands when we were having combat. So that was frustrating. The other thing that I never really liked with the mouse and keyboard was trying to do combos. It's just so difficult to move around and control where your swords or your weapon is so that you can get combos to work and get openings. And so what I ended up doing, at least on the PC, was just kind of abusing the Master Strike. It's where this green shield you'll see in the attacking reticle appears. When the green shield appears, if you push the correct button at the right time with the right timing, you basically get to block their attack no matter where it's coming from, and you do an instant riposte or attack back against them. And sometimes they block it, sometimes they don't, and depending on how good you are with your timing, it's pretty much a guaranteed hit. And to me, that turned the combat in this game into just one never-ending QuickTime event where you were punished for trying to be creative and going on the offensive, and you're rewarded for just standing there and waiting for somebody to attack you so that you could use the little green shield QuickTime event button and hit it. And in the last game, especially if you had like a mace or something that did blunt damage where you didn't really matter where you hit somebody, you were always going to do damage, it kind of got boring. And it was so to the point where I was choosing to be a diplomat and choosing to be kind of sneaky because I just didn't like the combat and I thought it was boring. The rest of the game, I loved it. Combat, not so much of a fan, and that looks like it's continuing in this game, though this is early stages, so I'm not sure if it's going to continue this way. I'll let you guys know how it goes. I'm going to give it a good try. I'm going to try to get good. I'm going to try to learn the combos. I want the combat to be interesting because I like what they're doing, trying to put realism into the fighting. And I think it's a really good idea. I'm just not sure they've pulled it off. But again, I think I'm kind of in the minority on that. If you go to the internets, everybody loves it. It's a controversial opinion. I've been told off many times for having this opinion, but fortunately, I don't really care what the internet says, and that's just where I am.
Knock the stuffing out of me. I yield. Enough. Oh, for fuck's sake, you're unstoppable. Oh, you won the bet, fair and square. I'll settle with you when we get to Trotsky. Now let's go and eat. That swordplay gave me quite an appetite.
So who won, gentlemen?
Oh, it seems this isn't my day. I knew I shouldn't have bet with you. You've improved since that last time in Ratai.
That time we had a wager for your bow. How did it actually end up?
Henry, that was no time ago at all. Did you get a bang in the head? And of course, I won.
So much has happened since then. It feels like an eternity.
God's truth. We had no lack of excitement. Anyway, I kicked your ass because I'm a master with a bow.
Indeed. Almost as good as with your tongue.
Oats? What's this food supposed to be?
What's left of our supplies. Tomorrow we'll be at the castle, and we'll get some decent grub.
If you told us earlier, I could have shot a hare. And you could have cooked it like they did in the tavern the day before yesterday.
That tavern where you drank away all your coin?
Ha! You've got to have some fun.
And then you tried it on with the innkeeper's daughter when you were shit-faced.
She was pretty. A real peach. Admit it.
Only a fella was there.
I had to drag you out. I dragged you apart. On with us till morning. What? I cleared things up with the husband. So, strength, agility. Well, you know, I'm a talkie-talkie.
He was well pissed off. If I hadn't convinced him you were the village idiot and that we dragged you home right away...
And if I hadn't left him a fistful of coin to boot...
Throwing groschen around like that? Fellas, if a rainy day comes, you'll be fucked.
Ha! I've got nothing to regret. The whole world turns around wenches. Ain't that right, Henry?
Hmm?
You never gave us the goods on that lass of yours. What was her name now?
Teresa. She lived with that crook Peshek at the mill.
Oh, yeah, I
And she
remember
saved my
Teresa.
A brave girl.
Aye. She's a fine
We
lass.
got along really well.
And is she any good? Like, is she any good? Get me?
Ah, yes. She's my sweetheart. Nothing happened with Teresa. Well, that's a lie, because things happened in the last game, if I remember correctly. Brave, and I'll have to do... Brave, and that'll have to do you. Sure.
She's brave. She saved my life when I went back to Scalitz after it was razed to bury my parents, and a bunch of mercenaries attacked me. And that's all I'll say.
I guess this is guys talk around the
This
fire.
traveling isn't too bad.
Apart from the mosquitoes.
Aye. Apart from them.
Where were you yesterday evening, Henry? You were late for supper. That's not what I call watching over our Lord.
Hey, don't make trouble.
Ooh, I get to add more stats. Mutt caught a scent, Houndmaster. Was with you the whole time. Stealth. I was looking for some shelter, survival. I need a bit of peace and quiet. Scholarship. I went for scholarship last time, and I think I'm going to go with scholarship this time, because I like being able to read.
Needed a bit of peace and quiet. I had a stroll around, checking out what plants grow here, praying for the success of our mission. Then I came back.
At last someone with some sense who's not in a hurry all the time.
If I always had to think everything over, but...
I wouldn't have rolled in the hay with so many girls if I spent my time just thinking about it.
Thanks for the prayer, anyway.
And
Yeah,
what about
good luck with them food.
time, sir? I mean, will we be getting any time off, sir?
It depends. Once von Berghoff hears us out, we should set off back home immediately.
What? Straight back on the road?
Well, we could stay a day or two, perhaps.
Does anyone know anything more about von Berghoff?
Only what Sir Hans told us, that von Berghoff is a big cheese in the royal court. That's why we're going to negotiate an alliance with him.
You summed that up nicely. But yes, that's how it is. He's the Royal Chamberlain. You fellas will never meet a more important noble than him.
I heard he insists on having the finest swords, and that he's got a big collection of all kinds of swords and daggers.
Collecting them ain't the same as knowing how to use them.
And is he any good at sword fighting? It ain't nothing easy to learn.
The sword is a wonderful weapon. I prefer maces. Heavy weapons, I can manage even without a weapon. Unarmed, I prefer shooting. Marksmanship. Well, in the last game, I went really heavy into maces because I was fighting a bunch of people in armor, and they come in really handy. And I also enjoyed using my bow because I hate the sword fighting in this game, and the bow was quite useful. But I'm going to go maces for now because...
I prefer other weapons. Proper ones. When you take a mace in your hand, a nice chunk of metal, you know one good blow will do the job. No dancing around in circles. Just smash.
Too right. I feel like a king when I got a nice big cudgel.
I'm surprised you didn't say a sword, since you never stop going on about the sword Ishvan Toth stole from you.
That sword is the only reminder I had of Pa. We forged it together, just before he was slain. But that's another matter. I suppose you've heard enough of that, eh?
Well, you know.
No, it's all right.
Well, I wouldn't want to be in Ishvan's shoes if you ever come face to face with him again.
What? So Radzig ain't dead, though?
Enough, enough. Otherwise we'll be here for hours again hearing how Martin the Smith raised him even though Radzig is his real father. It's complicated, and let's leave it at that. No offense.
Who help me tomorrow with getting supplies for the journey back?
Well, now we've had a nice chat around the fire and done all the exposition. I bet the game's ready to start soon.
What are you on about?
Enough. Oath, you're no fun at all. There'll be a feast at the castle tomorrow, so forget about supplies.
Anyone for another helping? There's plenty left. Maybe even a bit for morning.
No thanks. I must wash myself down a bit.
My words exactly. We can't turn up at Trotsky tomorrow in this state.
Let's go and strip, Henry. Fellas, come and help us get out of this armor.
Are you really going to bathe here, Sir Hans? It don't look none too safe a spot to me.
Oh, don't be such an old woman, Oates. Bring some wine to warm our blood.
Something tells me we're going to take all of our armor off and we're going to ditch all of our stuff and the bandits are going to come attack us and we're going to lose everything, and that's how the game is going to make me start over from scratch trying to acquire all the gear I need.
Henry's right, sir. Duty first, fun later.
God's wounds. I haven't been away from Rattay in ages. So, here, I intend to live a little. Blasted iron shirt. Oh, what a relief. I feel like I've just shed 40 pounds. Oh.
Ah, Christ. Will I ever live to see his young lordship finally grow up? He's got a good heart, but he doesn't have the sense that he was born with.
Well, responsibility will catch up with him soon enough, though.
There's more chance of me becoming a monk.
I think 40 pounds is a bit of an exaggeration on the armor, though, but yeah, I get it.
That's a view fit for a king. Whew. You were right about our stench. Let's hope this water isn't too cold. You wouldn't want your pride and joy shrinking.
I'm more worried about it being too deep.
Come on. Oh, that really shrivels the old ball sack. What's the matter?
Really?
Females! Let's go to them.
Sir Hans.
Oh, shut up and let's go. But quietly. We don't want them to spot us.
Okay, so we're gonna go be perverts. That's cool. Very Hans-like. I guess we're young and we're out traveling. Oh, I see.
Closer. Head down, Henry. We've got to sneak closer. Hear that singing? They must be close.
Alright, so it's time for us to do a stealth tutorial while we go be creeps and spy on the women in our underwear. What could possibly go wrong?
Hear that? Do you think they might be bathing? Come on, let's get closer.
Hands, you're a creep.
Shit! One of them's doing laundry. We have to get closer to the others. Only she's blocking our way, right in our path. Damn it. Throw a stone in the water near her to lure her away. Once she notices it, we'll hurry along the other side.
Alright. Gotta throw a rock.
What was that sound?
He's not very bright.
We'll go even closer, but carefully.
Alright, well that didn't work. He saw us and freaked out and ran away, but hey, whatever. Apparently in the tutorial it doesn't matter if you screw it up. Good for me.
Crouch down, you ox. They'll see you.
And there we go. Doing laundry. Well, there are 6 things that are very similar to the last game.
Henry, I told you to... Oh, fucking God,
Told you, as soon as we took our armor off, shit was gonna go down. And that, my dear viewers, is why you always wear your helmet.
Do something. Stay down, for fuck's sake.
That's gonna leave a mark. I don't think he's getting back up. And they're gonna take all of our stuff, and I'm gonna have to start the game over. We're not gonna look like nobles when we get to the castle. They're gonna take the scroll. Yep. Oh, how are we gonna save the ladies?
Henry. We don't stand a chance. We'll wait till they're gone, and then head back to camp. Maybe some of our men got away.
Hey!
I gotta be the hero.
What are you doing? Hey! Hands off her, you brute! What the hell's going on here? Let her go, you pigs!
The bastards with them! Fucking hell! You couldn't just leave it be, could you? Come on! Run!
Catch them!
Time for the awkward, slow crawl through water. I don't know how exactly inspirational leadership like that is, but it was definitely effective.
What are you gaping at? Shoot! Well, don't just stand there, you idiots! After them! Along the bank!
Christ! When did you learn to swim?
Just now!
I don't think I know how to swim.
Fucking armor! Come on! Cut them off on the other side! Horses, quick!
Oh, I've been shot in the back. That's unfortunate.
Oh, Mott.
What the fuck was that, Henry? You're rescuing a damsel in distress.
I'm done with running.
Oh, really?
What exactly do you call... Oh, shit. Oh, you've been hit.
What? Oh, shit.
Well, we can't leave it like this.
No, wait!
Ah, fuck! We've got to flee. Can you walk?
Yeah, I'll manage. I'd lead the way.
I don't think we're going to get very far with guys on horseback chasing us.
You pull yourself together. We've got to vanish.
We'll get out of the woods and find someone. Then we'll get that shoulder of yours fixed up. So.
There's someone in front of us.
We're going to have to do a stealth mission.
They mustn't get away. Got that? Call out as soon as you see them. And then kill them. No fucking around. You, watch the middle of the gorge. And keep your eyes peeled.
I would imagine getting spotted by those guys is going to end in a very stabby, bleedy death. So let's sneak somewhere else, shall we?
This side of the rocks. And you, go to the pond. They didn't succeed in swimming to the other side of the pond. I want to know. Then come back and give me a full report. Footprints, blood trails,
He'll see us.
everything.
We'll have to wait.
Get to work.
Swim all the fucking way across. Shut up, or the chief will hear you.
So apparently this is your traditional stealth mechanics where you have to wait till they turn their back on you and then you go around them, then you hide behind stuff and you wait for somebody to turn their back and so on and so forth, rinse and repeat until you make it all the way through. Nothing special here. I'm not surprised they've added it to the game. It is just part of how things go. Let's try not to die.
We've got to get to that tree trunk up ahead. Quietly. Use your head. Be careful. There's more of them.
Oh, that's rich coming from hands. Use your head. I mean, come on. That's why we're here in the first place, you adult.
Played dice against Lefty yesterday.
They're coming here. Stand still.
You reckon we'll find them, do you? If they tried to swim across the pond, they'd have half dead somewhere on the bank.
Yeah, fortunately for us, I think the wheel's spinning, but the hamster's dead with these bandits, so I'm not too concerned.
Oh, no. Fuck, they're in front of us. Quick, into the rocks.
They're feeding into the rock. Hurry.
Well, this is a fine pickle you've gotten us into. What are you gonna do now, huh?
What now?
Hey? Hans! There's more of them up top.
Here! Take cover! Run ahead of them!
Run to where? Alright, now we're getting shot at with arrows.
Where now, for fuck's sake? Come here. Damn it, they're everywhere.
What are we gonna do?
How should I know? We can't go climbing into the rocks at night when we can't see shit.
But they'll catch us.
Oh, you don't say, genius.
Calm down, for fuck's sake.
Stop it. This isn't going to help us. You know what? Go and look into that gorge behind me and see if there's a way forward. Then come back to me At least we'll know if it makes sense to go that way, if we can get out of the rocks. I'll stay here meanwhile and watch out for them.
Alright. Explore the rocks. Alright. Can't go that way. That is a dead end. Let's see if there's anything else.
Where's Capon? He must have fled from them through the other gorge. I have to find him.
Alright, we gotta find our boss.
Hey, Hans!
Something tells me I'm being railroaded through a pathway to an inevitable end. Let's see what it is.
Where is he?
Oh, fireflies.
Oh, this looks like a way out. Hans!
Yeah. Oh, thank God we found each other. I didn't manage to warn you when those soldiers popped up in front of me. I only just avoided being seen, and I only found my way out of those bloody rocks a while ago.
Oh, I get to fight somebody.
Dead man.
Alright. Hey, I think I could have stabbed him by now, but that's okay.
My head.
I'm winning the fight, so why am... Okay. It's scripted. Doesn't matter what I do. Alright, my dog helps me. Instead of stabbing him, I grapple. And now we're gonna fall off a cliff! Why didn't I just stab him? Whatever. I guess that's the way the game's gonna go.
You know the trouble with an adventurous life, son? It can end before it gets started. I might teach you how to handle a sword, and then someone will shoot you with a crossbow as soon as you set foot outside the house. If you want to convince someone that they're wrong, try using your mouth and not your fists. We did a fine job.
Wise words from Daddy, and that's why I chose the diplomat's path. I've been knocked unconscious, I awaken. To what? Hey, the hole in my back is gone. Oh, that's nice. Magical self-healing. Oh, okay. Dream time.
But it has its benefits. Like keeping your head on your shoulders. Pa. Ah, come now. I was the one who raised you, but you know how things really are. Am I dead? Not yet. I'm dead, though.
Yeah, I remember that happening in the last game. I think this is... Isn't this how the last game ended? Sitting on a grassy meadow talking to my dad in a dream or something?
You chose a different path than I wanted for you. And maybe that's how it was meant to be. But once you've chosen the path of adventure, you have to fight. You have to fight till the bitter end, with all the strength you can muster. You still have a long way to go till your work is done, Henry. So pull yourself together and wake up. It's not over yet.
For the love of God, wake up. Pull yourself together, Henry. Oh, thank Christ. Oh, I thought you were done for.
Hey, when did he get clothes? That's not fair.
Where am I?
Well, you dropped out of the sky like a shot-down hawk.
How did I
That fella
survive
landed with
that?
You broke your fall nicely, otherwise you'd have ended up the same as him.
Okay. Thank you, buddy.
What are you wearing?
Well, you won't be needing it. We can't be running naked through the woods. And if you're capable of running at all...
Now, where's Mutt?
I've no idea. Just don't worry about your dog. He can look after himself. Like, we've got to disappear. Like, come on, I'll help you up. How are you holding up?
Not bad.
It's not so bad.
All right. That'll have to do for now. As long as you're able to talk. As long as you talk, I know you're hanging in there.
I'm having vision.
Henry, what are you staring at?
Horseman. Faster.
Those are the guys who attacked my village.
Jesus, don't do this to me.
I think I hit my head pretty hard. I got myself a nice concussion.
We have to go.
This is not going to end well.
But the gate is closed.
Don't worry, my name will open any gate.
Fuck.
This is my village.
We're gonna die here.
You survived Scallops, and you'll survive this. Come on.
Bianca.
Come on.
Apparently I hit my head harder than I thought. I am seeing a lot of stuff. This is probably not going to end well.
Father? Listen to me, Al. Listen carefully. Take the sword, go into the house, and grab anything else important from the trunk. Go to the castle.
Hurry. What about you?
Are you mad?
Mother is in the village. I'll fetch her and we'll follow right behind.
I'll go with you.
No. You do what I say right now. Give the sword to Sir.
Christ's sake.
Anything happens, he'll take
Come on.
Well, give me a break, buddy. I mean,
Stand, damn it.
I fell like 100 feet off a rock.
Get together. You'll see.
Props to Hans, though. I mean, I wasn't expecting him to stay and help me out like this. I guess...
Henry, focus.
Take me away.
Henry, pull yourself together.
No.
Please. God, there's nobody here. You're just imagining things.
Run. No.
Don't give in to it. Hang in there.
No.
Make it together. You'll see. You're a warrior. You
It's a very interesting way to retell the story from the first game. Remind me of all the horrible things that happened and why I hate everybody and want to stab them all. I guess this is one way to do it. That bald guy was the bad guy who killed my family when he sacked my village. I think I've...
Wake up.
If I remember correctly, I have sworn vengeance against him.
Just like Father always wanted.
No, we can't stop.
And Pa... dead. They're all dead.
But we aren't yet. Henry, a light.
Behold our salvation in the form of a light in the distance. Even though I'm probably bleeding internally and suffering from a massive concussion. But I'm the protagonist, so I'm sure this is going to work out just fine. It's fine.
Hold on. Hold on. We... Come on.
Pavlena, is it you?
Greetings, good wife. Fear not. We mean you no harm. My friend needs help. Please.
Right. I'll see what I can do for him. Let's have a look at you. It's all right.
My parents.
Wow, she's a
That
looker.
was just a dream, Henry. We're in the woods. We were ambushed, but don't worry. We'll get you fixed up right as rain.
Now I've got you, whoresons.
What does this nutbag want? Is he one of the brigands, or is the guy's... Is he the husband? Is he the son? What's going on?
Hey, lad! Are you alive, lad?
What happened to Hans? Bandaged up. A good sign. Still bleeding, that's a bad sign. All the memories of home. Yes. Yeah, so apparently there's like a civil war going on. And the Cumans following... Is it Sigismund? Is the king who's trying to overthrow Wenceslas. Came and sacked my town. And I had to flee, and I eventually met my actual biological father, who turned to be a nobleman. And that was kind of the whole story of the last game, and I spent the whole time...
They burned it to the ground.
Trying to figure out who killed my family and get revenge.
Huge army. They attacked without warning.
Get all the people inside the gates. We have to prepare for the worst. Make all the necessary arrangements.
I am Sir Marquardt von Aulitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia.
Get up now. There's work to be done.
Mother?
I ain't your ma, laddie. Oh, may all the saints be praised. I was afraid you'd never wake up again.
What? Where am I?
Where would you be? Here in my cabin, where you and that pal of yours burst in last night. Slowly, lad. Slowly.
Oh, fight didn't go very well for Hans, apparently. Hopefully he's still alive.
What happened? What about Hans?
He's taken care of for now, but he was on the edge there for a bit. And so were you, lad, so calm yourself. Last night you were 1 foot in the grave already. You were lucky you happened to turn up here.
Well, I have to talk to Hans.
You won't get much out of him now. He's lost a lot of blood and he has a fever.
Yes, but did he fall 100 feet off of a cliff and land on a bad guy, taking him out, might I add, in the process? Who's the badass now?
Staggering in, said something about Fortuna and collapsed on the floor.
And what about that cutthroat?
You can go out and have a look at him. Hans gave him a right hammering.
Good for
I didn't
Hans.
get a wink of sleep with that corpse in my yard.
I understand. I'm sorry we caused you such trouble. But you'll save Hans, won't you?
God willing. Well, I managed to pull you out of death's grip, so maybe I'll be blessed again. I'll go check on him as soon as I'm done with you. How are you feeling?
I've been better?
There's no part of me that doesn't hurt. Inside and out. Mostly my shoulder where I took an arrow.
Little wonder then. But you're conscious and talking. That's a good sign. Ah, your shoulder is looking a lot better. I did my best, but I don't see good no more, especially at night. So I didn't do the best job. It just wouldn't stop bleeding. And now you've moved about, it started up again. Take this and bandage it up. Not much else we can do with it now.
Thanks. I reckon I can manage that. But I need
Hey,
to
you
get
know.
a breath of fresh air.
Hey, at least the
Clear my
lady's
head.
nice enough to
You
help out. I
slept
appreciate
through
it.
half of God's bright day, lad. So, if you feel up to it, go ahead. At least we'll see how steady you are on your feet. While you're at it, you can stop by the trough and wash all that nasty grime off of yourself. I found an old tunic. Put it on so you don't catch a chill. It gets cold here by the water. No doubt you'll be famished and need a bite to eat. There's some hot soup in the pot on the fire. If that ain't enough, I put some bread and cheese on the table outside for you. And
This lady's
you'll find
awesome,
some
man.
of
She's
our
helping out.
home-brewed liquor there, too.
Ooh,
in case you
yeah.
need
She's got the
bucking
hooch. She's got the hooch. The
Don't
hooch is what we
overdo
want.
it, though.
I won't. Thanks a lot. May God reward you 1,000-fold. What's your name, by the way?
Bushena's my name.
Well, I'm Henry.
I know. Hans told me. I'll go and check on him. When you're done with everything, come and see me and we'll figure out what to do next.
Alright, so after our previous night of being chased by bandits who ambushed our entire camp and killed all my friends, I woke up in the home of the kind old lady that took me in and bandaged my wounds. She's taking care of my buddy in here, Hans, who apparently fought somebody off, and his dead body was out here in the front yard. And, you know, being the kind of opportunist that I am, I decided to loot everything that he had and put it on myself. So now I've got some clothes, I'm not running around naked anymore, and I have a sword, which is nice. And I think it's time to kind of poke around a little bit and do a little bit of exploring, I guess. The kind old lady who rescued me last night asked me to come out and check to see if I can get any loot off the body, which I did, and she also asked me to get cleaned up and have a little bite to eat, so I've done all of that, and let's go inside and talk to her and see if there's anything else she needs me to do. I feel like I kind of owe her something after all the work she's done.
I did what you asked.
And you didn't faint while doing it. I'm pleased, Henry. I had to pour a whole Lethean potion into you last night. That's what I call medicine. It can either put a dead man back on his feet or make sure he never gets up again. So consider yourself lucky.
I will. But what about Capon?
Well, he's less lucky. That brute really knocked him about before Hans beat the life out of him.
Is there any way I can help? I owe it to Capon, and I want to do whatever I can.
You owe him, all right. I've got a bit of that Lethean potion left. It ought to work wonders on him, same as on you. But I can't just give it to him now. First, we have to deal with that fever. The best and fastest remedy for that is chamomile decoction. Luckily, it ain't too hard to brew, but we'll need some fresh sage for it. And, of course, chamomile. You ought to be able to manage that. You've got young legs and eyes, and I reckon a bit of a stroll would do you good.
I don't remember what these things look like.
All right. Tell me, what do the herbs look like?
Sage has a purple blossom And chamomile has white petals with a yellow center. At the back of the hut, there's a footpath leading up to the rocks. You go along there till you reach a sort of small meadow. You ought to find both of them there.
Great. I'll be back in a jiffy with a couple of handfuls.
All right. I'll be glad if you get back here soon. I don't feel right being here with that corpse in my yard. Seeing him lying there gives me chills. I can't think straight.
I understand. It makes me anxious too. Maybe I could manage to bury him somewhere. Or at least hide him somewhere further off in the woods.
The Lord be praised. I'd be truly glad of that. Do you feel up to it, laddie? You ain't in the best of shape, and digging a grave's a tough job, even for a healthy fella.
Not to worry. I'll see what I can manage. It's on account of us that he's here anyway. I wouldn't want you to have any more trouble. And a bit of effort, even if it's a dirty job, is the least I owe you.
Well, if you think you can manage it, good. But don't overstrain yourself. And thanks.
Where should I put him?
Grab the spade by the dung pile and bury him by the creek. The soil will be softer there, so it should be easier. When you head out the gate, follow your nose. Find a good spot somewhere in the reeds and nettles. And when you're done with that, better have a wash, so's you don't have the stench of death on you.
True. I'll bear that in mind.
I'll sort out the rest with Ignatius, the gravedigger, when he comes by again, so's I don't have that wretch lying here till Judgment Day.
All right. I'll get to it.
Okay. So we gotta take a shovel and bury a dead man. Can do. Well, yeah, I guess this is something that we're gonna have to think about. Because I don't want these bandits coming back and finding this guy and this lady's, I don't want them finding this guy in this lady's yard, because that would be suspicious for sure. You said go down to the creek. Okay.
Ah, shit. Oh, my shoulder. Oh, this bastard's hard work. I'll put him down somewhere for a while so I can start digging.
Alright, now I gotta dig a hole. Well, nice and tidy, I see. Got him all cleaned up, and apparently I stink now, so let's get cleaned up. Back to the house to get cleaned up, and then we'll go find ourselves, what was we looking for? Herbs. Make a potion to save my buddy. They're as clean as you can get in a trough. Well, I guess it's better than nothing. Apparently, unlike common misconceptions, people in the Middle Ages didn't actually go around reeking and stinking of piss and shit
still hurts like hell.
all the time. They did actually bathe quite regularly. And yeah. So props to the game developers for making sure that we have places to wash, and the people have to think about that. Hello, dear. Alright, sage. I need sage.
Purple flower. Sage. Here we go.
Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. I imagine that song was probably written a long time after this game took place, but hey, we're picking rosemary, so who cares? You may have noticed that as I'm picking the flowers, the little cutscene where he kneels down and grabs the flowers is not happening. That was actually one of the first mods that I went and picked up when I was playing this game. Because in Kingdom Come Deliverance, the first one, they did a really good job of making the game realistic, and they did a really good job of making it very much immersive so that you really felt like you were part of what was happening. However, they did add a few things that from a gameplay perspective just wasn't really any fun. And one of them was every single time you bent down to pick up a flower, they had this cutscene where you would kneel down and grab it, and it took forever, and it really slowed everything down. And so to make the gameplay a little bit more fun for me, there's a few mods that I grabbed, and yeah, that was one of them. All right, I've got all the stuff I need, time to go back.
What's that dog making such a fuss about? Could something have happened at Bohemia's?
Some knight and his company yesterday down by the pond. Hey, you! What do you want? Come here and tell me who you are, or I'll drum it out of you.
Let's try talking our way out of this one. Yeah, not gonna fight.
Lord von Bergov sent us to find the renegades who ambushed some knight's company down by the pond yesterday. A couple of them fled and are hiding out here in the rocks. So tell me who you are and what you know about it.
They don't really look like nobles.
You're from Lord von Bergov. You don't look like it.
Kulva! Watch your tongue with me, boy. When I say we're from von Bergov, then we're from fucking von Bergov. Who else would we be from anyway? You can talk to me or talk to Cold Steel. Who the hell are you? And what are you doing here?
Let's try lying. I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
Calm down. No need to draw weapons. I'll tell you everything. It's just like you said. Before dawn, there were some vagabonds round here. I had a bad feeling about them. They were looking for a hiding place.
What I want to know is where they are now, not where they were this morning.
We sent them to the path around the pond. Not to the rocks, but along the other bank that leads to the crossroads by the birch tree, and then into that long gorge. Decent folk don't go there. It's a hiding place for all kinds of dodgy types, so a couple more won't be noticed.
Aye, I know the crossroads with the birch tree. Oh, that's a long fucking way from here.
Aye, but if you hurry, you'll be in that long gorge before dark.
Shit, I've been up all night, and now I'm
Well,
supposed
that
to
went
hightail
well.
it to the
Fortunately,
fucking birchwood.
they were dumber than they were strong, so got out of that one without having to fight.
The devil take it. That's all I need.
Did they hurt you?
No, but I think they would have if you hadn't come along.
Sorry. I reckon it was one of those who followed us yesterday.
Look here. I almost got slaughtered twice in one day on account of you two. God be praised that my Pavlena wasn't here. Heaven knows what they'd have done to her. So, I'd like to know why all this is happening. Your friend was talking in a delirium in the night, saying you was knights. But if you two are knights, then I'm the Queen of Sheba.
I think after everything this lady's done for me, she definitely deserves the truth.
Bow to your ladyship. Sir Hans is the young lord of Leiper and Perkstein. I'm Henry of Skalitz, son of Sir Radzig Cobbler, and I'm his bodyguard. We were heading to Trotsky to deliver a message from Sir Hanush of Leiper and Margrave Jobst to Lord von Bergov. But we were ambushed by bandits yesterday down by the pond, and you already know the rest. And as God is my witness, we're no bandits. I swear to you, I'm thankful to you for saving us. And I'm sorry it caused you trouble.
Well, you sound sincere.
No, knowing how the game
so
went for me last time, nobody's going to live to regret anything, because we're all going to
To
die.
regret it.
You won't. I promise you.
Promises are made to be broken. But thank you for dealing with them. I was sure they'd see through you. You thought up quite a story.
Yeah. It's a good thing I remembered those birches me and Sir Hans rode past. How's he doing? Will he be all right?
He's holding up, I'd say. I treated his wounds and I'll change his bandages shortly. But what he needs most now is that remedy. Have you got everything for it?
Here. Chamomile and sage, like you said.
Excellent. Now to brew the potion from them. I gave you two the last of my supply during the night. But fresh is best anyways. It's a shame my daughter Pavlena ain't back yet. She'd get it done in a jiffy, but we'll just have to manage without her. But you can do it too. It ain't nothing hard. My eyes are so bad, it'd take me all day. But at least I can tell you how to go about it.
All right, I'll try. But I'm not sure how to do it.
I told you, I'll explain everything. I have a book here with the recipe, but it'll be better if I tell you. I know it by heart.
I can read as well as any man, if that's what you mean.
My word. Maybe you really are a noble son.
I'll take the book just in case, but if you give me some advice, I'd be grateful.
Of course.
All right, it's time to learn a little alchemy.
Let's get to it.
I used alchemy a lot in the last game to make money, so this will be a good skill to learn.
Everything's prepared. There's an alchemy bench in the alcove. Go to it and we'll get started. First, go to the recipe book. Now find the recipe for chamomile decoction and remember what you have to do. Then get back to the bench and we'll start. You must have read it by now, surely. All right. First, you have to pour the right base into the cauldron. Choose the right pitcher from the shelf.
Alright, there's
on
the wine.
left, according to the recipe. So, what did you pour in there?
Wine, of course. Like it says in the book.
Glad to hear it. Now try moving the cauldron over the flame, so you know how it looks when it starts boiling.
Move the cauldron down. X. Because why would we use E when we used E for everything else?
Hear that bubbling? It's boiling. Remember that well. For most potions, you just have to simmer the herbs for a bit. But sometimes you need to get it good and hot. So you have to get the fire blazing under the cauldron using the bellows. Try fanning it with the bellows to get it boiling. It's boiling! To keep it going, you mustn't stop with the bellows. If you want to cool it down quick, take it off the flames. Try it. Move the cauldron up. Good. Now we'll start with the brewing. Get all the herbs that you need ready. The ones you picked. Put them there on the shelf, so you've got them at hand. All right, let's get to it. First,
Alright, chamomile.
throw 2 handfuls of chamomile
Number
into
what?
the cauldron.
Chamomile number 2.
Before you put it on the flame, turn the sand glass so you know how long you're brewing it. It's got to be exact. Every grain of sand counts. See? When the sand has flowed out, that's 1 turn. That's how long you have to boil the chamomile. Move the cauldron to the fire.
Okay, this is kind of interesting because the instructions say E, but the instructions on the right say
As soon as the sand runs out,
whatever.
take the cauldron off the fire again.
Alright, we boil it for 1 turn of the sand glass. Okay, now we're doing X. So it's E sometimes, it's X other times, whatever.
Take the cauldron off the flames. All right. Now, take 1 handful of sage, grind it with a mortar and pestle, and drop it in the cauldron.
And
Have you ground it? Good. Now, drop it in the cauldron. You don't have to boil it anymore. All you have to do now is decant it. Get a phial and pour it in. Done. Now,
look, Ma, I'm
let's
making
see what
medicine.
you've brewed.
Ooh. Leave the table.
Here it is.
Ooh, by the smell of it, it's a chamomile decoction the way it should be.
Happy to help.
This should help Hans get better. I'll take care of it now.
All right. Is there anything else I can do to help?
I reckon you've done all you could. What you need now is a bit of rest. Go and get a good sleep. That works wonders.
All right, so we're going to continue doing the tutorial where we learn how to sleep. A skill that I lack in real life. Let's sleep all night, just for kicks and giggles, and we'll get up at 5 in the morning. See if my friend dies or not. I'm having fever dreams.
A sword such as this will bring honor to its bearer.
True, Sir Radzik. If I'd have had it like back in Nicopolis, things would have worked out differently.
Where's my fucking sword?
And I found it. Everything I take now will be mine, and I plan to take everything.
Rotted hell!
Oh.
Why would I miss one sword?
Because it's the last one my father forged, and I promised him I'd deliver it to you.
Stronger dog fucks the bitches, and war is a nasty business.
Where's my fucking sword?
You know what? I think I'll keep it as a memento.
This isn't over. I'll find you!
Yeah!
Don't disappoint me.
Wake up, Henry. It's past sunrise.
Hallelujah. I thought you'd never wake. Were you having a nightmare?
That is not who I fell asleep seeing, and probably not who I'm actually seeing when I wake up.
Bad dreams. You must be Pavlena, right?
That's right. I came in the evening while you were asleep.
Apparently she must take after her dad because she don't look nothing like her mom.
Night?
Oh, Hans. He's alive. How is he?
Have no fear. He's alive, all right. Maybe too alive. Ma knows what she's doing, and that's the truth. I reckon she could bring the dead back to life. She said she dosed you with the strongest remedies she knows, and it looks like they did the trick. On that other fella for sure. Since he came to this morning,
Yeah.
he hasn't stopped
That
talking.
sounds like Hans.
That sounds like him, all right.
And what about you? How do you feel?
I'm feeling better than yesterday.
Definitely better than yesterday. Thanks.
That's good. Ma will be glad, but I heard you yelling in your sleep and went to check on you. Bad dreams?
I dreamt of Istvan Toth, a villainous, murderous whoreson who stole my sword. The last memento I had of my father, and I swore to get that sword back and avenge my parents.
Oh.
Kind of an awkward conversation to have with somebody you just met.
Torments you in your sleep. Dreams shouldn't be taken lightly. They can
Props
have
to
real
her,
meaning,
she's playing right
however
along.
hard they are to understand. What strikes you as the most important part of your dream?
Pa, without a doubt. I hope his soul and Ma's find peace.
Dreaming of a dead parent is confusing. It could mean you cling too much to the past.
I don't remember
and
asking
ought to
you,
find a
but
new path.
okay, I mean, I guess I'm staying in your house,
It's a
so
good thing he's more important to you than that
I owe you enough to at least
murderer.
listen to it.
Thanks, Pavlina. I never thought of looking at it like that. It's a lot to think about.
You're welcome. But remember, it's only my reading. The only one who can really understand you is you yourself.
I expect you're right. So in the end, all the hard work will be on me. But this is all too much heavy thinking at once. Right now, what I need more is a little sunshine and fresh air.
Aye, that's the best remedy for many ailments. And a full stomach will help too. Breakfast is on the table, and I've got something else for you too. Come along, and we must save Ma from the clutches of his lordship.
Look who's finally up! Henry!
Well, he seems unusually cheerful for someone who got his ass kicked last night. I guess people heal quickly in 15th century Bohemia.
Come join our banquet in the midst of these exquisite woods.
I'm glad to see you too. I see you're in a surprisingly good mood for someone who was at death's door yesterday.
It's all the more cause for merrymaking! Even this water now tastes like the finest wine.
Of course. I did bring it all the way from the spring.
And for that, I am in your debt, fair maid. And I'm grateful to you too, Henry. Bohemia told me what happened here yesterday. That's the 3rd time you've saved my life. I suppose I'll have to give you some estate or something.
The 3rd time? What in God's name happened the first 2 times?
Now, Henry, don't make her beg. Tell this good maiden of your heroic deeds.
Well, yeah, I'll tell. I've been trying to keep this idiot alive for a long time.
Well, there was this time when me and Hans had some fisticuffs in the tavern, and for punishment, I had to accompany him on the hunt.
And I shot a boar.
And made it mad. And when Hans chased after the wounded animal, he got caught by a Cuman patrol.
Humans?
They come from somewhere in Hungary. Sigismund brought them here to Bohemia as mercenaries. They're a very dangerous bunch.
I told you about them, though. The fellas in the tavern in Zheleyov were saying there's some foreigners like that camping in the rocks down by the pond.
What?
It's just what I heard.
Whoa, that's all we need. I hope they don't turn up here. What could us two do alone against them?
What could they want from us? But if they did come here to rob us, I'd shoot enough arrows into them to make them think twice. But the thing I want to know is, how did it end up with young Sir Hans?
Well, as I said, they took him captive.
Well, there must have been 10 of them. I hadn't a chance.
You must have been seeing double. As I recall, there were 2.
That just proves how well you can count. Besides, they were armed to the teeth and had bows and armor. It might as well have been 10.
Whatever. Anyway, with a bit of luck, I managed to free Sir Hans.
Why the modesty? You got them. Maybe a stroke of luck, but as we know, al dentes.
Fortuna juvat.
See now, you've finally learned it.
What?
It's just this kind of motto of ours. Fortune favors the bold.
Maybe they're really telling the truth about who they are. Who but a lord or a priest could know Latin? And priests they ain't. I can tell.
And as I recall, you already got a pony from Uncle Hanush as a reward for saving me. Your pebbles. So I'll save myself a few groschen.
But you never gave me anything for Talmberg.
For Talmberg? What was that about then?
The foe took the castle by subterfuge, and we planned a counterattack.
Under the cloak of darkness, we scaled the mighty walls of Tarnberg Castle to get inside and open the portcullis to our brothers in arms who were poised and ready to attack.
And we almost succeeded. Only, along the way, Sir Hans here took an arrow to his noble seat.
Seat? He got shot in the backside.
My upper thigh, actually.
Backside it was. But that's no joke either. It's not easy to run with an arrow stuck in your arse. If I hadn't carried him...
I admit it, you saved my arse.
Well, now, you two have been through a thing or two. As far as I can tell, it really was his backside and not his thigh. I examined Hans.
Owned by the old lady.
But I reckon you paid off part of your debt the other day, sir.
True enough. Hey, how did you manage to get the best of that cutthroat the other night when you hauled me here?
To be honest, by a stroke of luck. We were fighting outside, but that fucker got a hold of his falchion and let me have it in the guts. I thought I was done for. But I groped around and found a pail and whacked him with it with the last of my strength. And luckily, I hit him a nice crack right on the noggin. Can't remember a thing after that.
My word. Fortune really does favour you. You chose your motto well.
Once we get back to Rattay, I'll have it inscribed on my shield.
Do tell. What else did the two of you encounter?
Quite a lot of things. But I'm afraid we don't have much time for storytelling right now. We came here on an important mission, and we cannot afford to dally any longer. We have to get to Trotsky as soon as we can. How far is it from here?
Not far. Once you climb the hill above Zheleov, you'll see the castle.
All right. I think we should get on our way as soon as possible.
I'll prepare a bit of food for you, for your journey.
Oh, Bohemia, I don't know how to thank you for all this.
Ah, but I do. Once we've settled our business with von Bergov, I shall reward you as befits a knight. You have my word of honor.
Now you've got me curious. I never got a knight's word before.
For a start, you can leave me that spade. We can't manage without it.
Yes, of course. And thanks for everything you've done, Bohemia.
I do like Bohemia. She seems like a nice lady.
Ma had trouble because of you, but I know you didn't do it on purpose, and you protected her when she needed it. I want to thank you for that. Take this potion. It will help when you're in danger or don't know which way to turn. Have a little sip each time, and it'll save you a lot of trouble. You'll see. It's not all that hard to brew. With a bit of practice, you could manage it yourself.
Thanks, Pavlana. This'll come in handy.
No doubt. But we'd better get going now.
Hans is right. We're very glad we met you. And we're obliged to you for your help and hospitality. God bless you.
And you too, sirs.
As Henry says, may God bless you for your generosity and your healing arts. And you have rightfully earned the gratitude of the House of Lipa for all time. If you should ever find yourself in need, the doors of Perkstein shall always be open to you.
Thank you, sir. Though, I'm not sure I could find the way to Perkstein. Hopefully we'll never need to take up your offer.
Nothing against the hospitality of the good women folk here, but I want to get to Trotsky Castle right away.
That'll teach them to try it on with us. Maybe it's a good thing you wasn't here.
What about the rest of our company? Could someone else have got away?
You saw for yourself. They didn't stand a chance. But you're right, we shouldn't just leave it at that. As soon as we get to Trotsky, I'll make sure they get a proper Christian burial and their souls find peace.
And when we get back to Rattay, we'll have a mass served for them.
You're right. They were damned good lads. I'd known Oates since childhood. Damn it.
I like the old lady. We'd have never survived without her. She's very generous, very kind. I hope we get a chance to do good things for her. I'll be royally pissed if she's like one of the sacrifices in this game. I find out later she gets killed off. Alright, well, looks like the tutorial might be out of our way. We're heading off to the castle. Warhorse really has done a great job making this game very pretty. I mean, I love how they put all their things together, the nature, the atmosphere. I mean, you can tell they put a lot of care into this game already, just from this introduction. And so far, it surprisingly runs really smoothly. You know, some of these new AAA titles, you try to run them on a system that should be able to run these things, and they just chug away because they're so badly optimized. But, I mean, I've got a kind of mid-range system. I don't have anything amazing, and I'm pulling well over 60 FPS on this, so... Props to Warhorse. Good job, guys. Yeah, these environments are just amazing. This game looks epic. I can't wait to explore and like find all this stuff. This is cool. I love it. Let me just look at the attention to detail. Who do we have here? One thing I do hope this game has that the previous game didn't have, though, is a little bit more sense of fullness. In the last game, the environments are really cool, but the towns felt a little empty, just because they didn't have a whole lot of people. But maybe they'll work on that in this game. Kind of populate things a little more, perhaps?
Oh, I hope they've got a good physician at this castle. Or at least a barber. I mean, that old crone got me on my feet. But I don't believe much in herbal remedies. You can't beat an educated man of medicine.
And I can't wait to sleep in a proper bed.
And some wine!
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, it's closed. Open up! I bear an urgent message for your liege lord.
Something tells me they're not going to believe that you are a nobleman. I bet we're going to get treated like crap.
Hear me! Open the gate! I am a messenger from Sir Hanush of Lipa.
That's pretty much what I thought was going to happen. Nice!
You fucking cunts! Do you know who I am?
No, we fucking don't! I am Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein, heir to Ratai!
I don't think they're going to believe you, buddy.
Now, look here, you filthy beggar! I'm not here for your amusement, so get your stinking, ragged asses out of here on the double. The pair of you!
What's all this about?
Well, I know which two guards are definitely going to get stabby time once I get myself all put back together.
Why don't you send those beggars packing?
I did, sir. They say they're messengers.
I am Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein. Envoy...
I heard. Nevertheless, I doubt Sir Hanush would send 2 vagabonds covered in excrement as emissaries. Apart from which, Sir Hans Capon is dead. We found his body by the pond. His company was ambushed by outlaws, and they were slaughtered to the last man.
Yes, yes, they ambushed us, but we managed to get away.
Sir, we met your Captain Thomas on our way. He can testify to who we are. He saw our message and its seal.
How terribly unfortunate you are. The captain's company was also ambushed by outlaws. The captain barely escaped with his life and has been delirious for 3 days. And even if he did confirm your story, I am under strict orders to admit no strangers to the castle.
Sir, there's a horseman approaching in King Sigismund's colours.
Ah, now that's what a messenger looks like. Count yourselves lucky that I don't have time to waste on you. Be gone!
I'm getting in, whether you like it or not.
Get your shitty hands off me! No, wait. Wait, one moment!
Well, that's unfortunate. We're gonna have to find a way in.
What the fuck was that?
So now what?
There's only one thing we can do.
Have you two got any groschen?
What do you take me for, wench?
For someone who stinks like a badger.
Look, we've had a tough couple of days, so we'd like a bit of peace and quiet, a beer, and a bite to eat.
Unless you want to share a bowl of gruel, you're going to need more coin than this.
Just bring the best you have, and we'll settle later.
As the gentleman wishes.
Well, she's not far off. We look like a couple of beggars, and we stink even worse.
What the fuck was all that at the gate? You try to talk to them and get shit poured on your head.
Different lands, different customs.
God's holy britches.
Well, I expect they've had trouble with beggars at the castle, so they act without thinking.
Oh, really? Oh, I'd never have figured that out. I'd rather hear some cunning plan how to get out of this shit. Huh?
Well, the first thing we have to do is get ourselves into decent shape. Have a good scrub, get some better clothes. Then they might believe we're actually messengers.
That's all very well, except we can't even pay our bill here. Never mind a visit to the baths and the tailor.
So we'll earn some.
Earn?
I'm not afraid of work. And we're gonna need every groschen we can get.
And how long will it take for you to earn a few groschen? And where will you find a decent tailor? Before we get ourselves sorted out, Sigismund will be sitting on the throne in Prague.
So what do you suggest? Going back to Ratai?
To Ratai? You just don't get it, do you? We can't go crawling back like this. We'd be a laughing stock.
I suppose you're right. We'd be taken for total idiots.
Well, you could shrug that off. But me, we've got no message, no coin, nothing but our ragged arses.
Chin up. We'll sort it out somehow, and everything will be fine again.
Nothing will be fine, my friend. I'll tell you 4 reasons why. Oates, Tankard, Conrad, and Nicholas. Instead of sitting here with us, having a chat and a laugh, they're just food for crows in some godforsaken hole.
We'll go back and bury them as soon as we can.
Yeah, as soon as possible. They were good Christians, even though it didn't always seem that way.
We'll keep the promise we made at Pagenes. The best way to honor their memory is to finish our mission. We'll get inside the castle. You'll see. We'll avenge our lads and go back to Rattay with our heads held high. I promise you that.
Audentes fortuna juvat.
Audentes fortuna juvat.
Food! About bloody time.
Here we are. Gentlemen.
What is this stuff?
Hey, there's meat in that. And there's more than you gave me coin for. When you're finished, report for work.
Cheers.
Hey, hubba hubba.
What is it? That's that woman from the pond. Or the one you gave us away for?
I bear that witch. Wench!
What I tell you? What are you waiting for? She can vouch for who we are. Go to her.
God be with you. A full pitcher of wine, please.
My word, that's a picture and a half. I ain't seen you here before. Who sent you? Not them nomad vagabonds, I hope.
Don't worry. I've come from the castle. I'm Catherine, and I've got the lovely job of keeping the soldiers' throats wet.
Ah, that's another matter then. Oh my. Ugh. Can you smell that too?
Oof. It stinks like something died here.
Sorry to interrupt.
Jesus, fella. That's a bit much.
Hey, youngster, if you want to go around mixing with my guests here, go and wash the stench off yourself at the trough first. Stinking up my establishment. I
Doesn't
heard
half taste good
talk
today.
about your
Nicely settled.
Oh?
Cold. Straight from your
What was that?
Daddy's wounded.
Oh, poor Captain Johnson never got back on his feet. Him and his men were attacked by bandits. Most of them are dead.
Jesus Christ!
Lord von Berghoff is beside himself and won't allow his soldiers out the castle.
Aha! So that's why they sent you for the wine. Wait a more then.
But the stuff's
I'll be right
undrinkable.
back.
Leave it out. Once you got through the first one, you're not...
Sorry to bother you, but I've seen you before.
Oh, eh? I don't remember. Hold on, are you the boy that cleans the pit under the castle shitting hole?
You were attacked by those bandits.
What bandits? What are you on about?
You were attacked at the pond. You, some other women, and so were we, as it happens.
I have no idea what you're on about. I work at the castle, and I wasn't at any pond.
And I have no idea why you're trying to deny it. I saw you with my own eyes. You were washing laundry there with some other girls.
Well, I reckon you weren't looking too much at faces, eh? Clear off, you lecher.
Here's your wine. Is this vagabond bothering you?
I can handle the likes of him myself. Thanks for the wine. Bye.
Look, please. I don't know what's up with you, but I know you were there. I need your help. You owe me that much. But we need to get to von Berghoff, and you're the only one who can confirm who we are.
You can't get into the castle. And even if you could, that was the king's messenger. Von Berghoff is getting ready to ride out.
Shit.
If you want to speak to him, the best place would be Samin's wedding. He'll be there. For sure.
No, wait.
And don't ever lay your hands on me again!
What What are you gaping at? Have you nothing better to do?
Health, lads. That's the most important thing. Enjoy yours while you've still got it.
Why are you standing here like a pillar of salt? Are you ready?
It ain't what it used to be. My knees and back.
What for?
To get to work. You pair ordered a lot more than you paid for, so you work your debt off, like I said.
All right. What do you want us to do?
Over there by the gate, there's a cart with sacks of flour from the mill. My old man was meant to take them into the house. But as soon as he got a sniff of work, he vanished into thin air. The second door in there leads to the pantry. That's why I need you to haul the sacks. You have to lay each sack on the planks, so they don't touch the damp floor and go moldy. If you just chuck it on the floor in the corner, it'll spoil. So do it properly. 2 men can finish the work in a jiffy, and then we'll be quits.
All right, so it looks like Hans and I are going to have to do some work to pay for our food, and we have to figure out a way to get into a castle, which might involve crashing a wedding. I can't wait. But that's going to have to wait for next episode because it's time to take a break. Thank you all for joining me and hanging out with me this long, and until next time, I'll catch y'all later.